raspberries.
Raspberries.
I am resident of Collinwood for YouTube. Joel Sains. This is my buddy Patrick McCray. That's my buddy Gallant. We're here to review Hap and Leonard, Season 2, Episode 1 and 2. So, I like how this pretty much picks up where the end of the first season ended.
The body in the basement, man.
Yeah.
The little skeleton in the basement. Yeah.
Yeah. And, Hap is like telling the police, we have a body in our basement. So,
as one does.
This is where you get into the Southern racial nasty
There's
stuff.
a lot of it.
And the fat-bellied sheriff with a weird son. And, I mean, he is definitely Southern Gothic in this storyline. It is just...
Oh, we're talking Brian Dennehy.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you guys with this first episode. Were you expecting any kind of like voodoo or any kind of thing like that with this?
I was surprised you didn't get something in the first season because it's so Louisiana. It's so bayou because it's southeastern Texas, which is right there. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't have some allusions to it before this, but it was kind of a jump scare a little bit because that kind of thing is creepy anyway. When he starts laying pennies down on the jail cell and giving him the book with the chicken leg in it and all, the chicken claw and all that stuff. That's grease. That's the real stuff. That's dark stuff. It can be anyway. It can also be done as a charm to protect you from the dark stuff.
That's how the LSU library operated. You brought the book back if it didn't
brought
have
the grist back with a chicken claw inside of it, right?
I want my chicken leg. Oh, we're so sorry, sir.
But that was interesting for Lansdale to do that because that stuff can go one of two ways. It can go, Rainbow and the Serpent, which is really evil stuff, or it can go more like we're protecting you from that stuff. And that's it. As it turns out, that's what we're dealing with. This old man who's very eccentric and turns out he knows Uncle Chester. And it turns out that he's trying to protect these guys. So,
I like how when Leonard pees on the one guy's face.
Oh, well, that sets off a
lot
whole
of good
chain reaction
of
of bad stuff. But yeah, it was rather satisfying at the time it happened.
I think Leonard stays well hydrated. So I think it's, as far as, urine in the unconscious face goes, there's been worse.
Yeah.
Oh, lots worse. This is a great creative get off my lawn moment, though.
Yeah.
It is.
And the guy's gonna testify or point him out as, it was that guy.
He decides he's gonna get revenge against him for embarrassing him in front of all his buddies and punching him out and everything. Of course.
They shouldn't do. I mean, it takes these guys a long time to learn.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, after the punishment that Leonard delivered in the first season, you would think that would be enough.
Yeah. No.
But it's not.
No. Well, Leonard,
I mean, the people of Earth, you would have thought the first season of Space 1999 would have been enough. But no, they didn't learn their lesson until Jerry Anderson.
I know.
Gave them another season.
So we had another season of beige and white everything. And it's just...
They got some orange sport jackets.
Yeah, it's true. They did a little bit, a splash here and there.
Yeah.
Aren't the guys living in that house like drug addicts or something?
On Space 1999?
Well,
yeah, they did act a little wacky at times. But I think that was because the atmosphere inside the moon base Alpha was a little off. So
a lot of Charlie perfume on Barbara Bain, but it's not going to make her. It's not going to make her 50 again.
No, it's not.
Anyway, what about those fellas? I love the two who end up sort of living at Leonard's.
Yeah. It's just the little kid is still a bit of an enigma to me, and maybe he's meant to be. I mean, obviously there's a connection there, and they know each other, and he knows his family, and he's run away. He finds this out, but it's like, why me? If I'm Leonard, I'm going, why me? Why are you running around in my house? What are you trying? It's obvious he wants a connection, and he knows things, which makes him a target. Plus, he's a kid, which makes him a target in this situation. So, and he's an albino African American kid.
Yeah.
So he's very different. And again, this is part of the whole juju stuff, the mojo, as they call it in the title of the episodes. Mojo is a big part of what's going on here, and everybody's got some kind of mojo going on, good, bad, indifferent, whatever.
Yeah, the preacher does. I mean, the sheriff. Oh yeah.
I knew he was. I knew he was bad news because I have that feeling about those kind of preachers anyway. I have
the jogging suit.
To admit that I have a prejudice against that kind
the
of
jogging
stuff.
Suit's the dead giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of the guy who plays the grown-up Otto?
Oh my God, he is. I don't know. Scrape the whatever off.
How's the performance though?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
he's great.
That's an actor named John McConnell. His nickname is Spud, and he is a Louisiana legend at this point.
Yeah.
And he one of his many jobs. He acted at a theater I worked at for a while, and so I got to know him. He wouldn't recognize, but great guy. He was Nick Bottom, and you can just imagine he was hilarious.
Oh yes, I can absolutely.
Big boxer shorts and a wife beater and a leather band on his head with two leather ears.
Yeah.
And some buck teeth. He was great. Yeah. He really enormous personality. And he was he has a one-man show of course Huey Long called Kingfish.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Oh, I can see.
He is, who was it who was Clarence Darrow? Who sort of owned that one-man show?
That would have been Henry Fonda.
Yeah. So Henry Fonda's an actor you should check out, Joel. I think you might like him.
Yeah. I think
so. But so he does the same thing for Huey Long.
Yeah.
And he's marvelous. And he's a Louisiana guy. Through.
Yep. Yeah. No, he
anyway,
definitely.
That's all I got.
He was layered in all the right ways and all the wrong ways. I mean, he was just,
I think he must have a son who played the young version of him, who we just see getting out of the wrecked car.
Sure.
In the first season, because I think it said something like James McConnell.
Okay, well,
that would John McConnell's son.
Make sense,
I'm guessing because he looked just like a young John.
Yeah, the
McConnell.
resemblance is there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought. I mean, the scripting and everything and the storytelling, it plays it pretty close so that you enjoy this ride rather than figure it out all at once. You sort of think, well, maybe it might be going this way, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. So you enjoy it moment to moment. You don't get too far ahead of yourself watching this.
No, you don't.
Nice twists at the end. I mean, there's some nice twists at the end. So.
How does this for you? I'm sorry. Do you want to doing your job?
No, good. You can ask questions.
I was going to say, how is this for you, gentlemen? If you look at where we were in the second by the end of the second episode with Savage Season, how does it compare with the first season of Hap and Leonard?
Well, I think to start off, it starts off very fast paced, which I don't mind because again, when you're going into a season 2, you should start off a little faster.
We've already established the main characters.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think it's in the intensity of it is a bit because of the pacing is a bit more immediate for the audience. We know these guys by now.
Yeah.
And so we can dispense with the establishment stuff.
Like the other character, and what this series does too, just like DS does. It does a really good job of taking the main characters and interacting with the other characters around them very well.
Yeah.
They gel instantly.
Yeah, the world comes to them, and
Yep.
and it's all familiar pretty quickly. Yeah.
I think they're doing a good job here of building an ensemble beyond Hap and Leonard. That
Yeah,
you know,
and yeah, obviously Christina Hendricks was only signed on for 1 year, so one season, so they have her sort of pass away. They don't really explain how it happens, but we all know that that's going to have an effect on Hap.
well, she dies in the car.
Yeah.
She's been. I mean, she died. Yeah, remember when it goes off the road?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where she
Yeah.
dies.
You think she bleeds out?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I think she's dead by the time that.
That's right, because
the
all
road.
he sees of her after that is visions in the hospital.
That's
he
right.
sees visions of her when she's young. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
In their
So
wedding.
so that I think is that's a thing. But you've got the cops, the two cops, and then the turn to the right, who's wonderful. She's real honey. I really like her.
Yeah.
And the guys next door who move in because the food is good. That's good. So Florida's going to be around for a while. Florida's in the next season.
Mm-hmm. She's great. She's
really good. She's really good. Don't get too attached.
it's okay.
The life of Hap Collins is not a happy one.
No.
Because he's the most deserving of one. That's how it works.
Yeah, and he tries the hardest, which is
He does.
probably his biggest problem.
He does. I just can't get over how good Purefoy is, and
he's
perfect
fantastic.
for an Englishman who
Yeah, he's
should
British.
be, some pasty-faced looking Nicole Williamson type. And instead, he has this wonderfully etched American look.
Oh, he's ruddy, and he's got character in his face, like something that's been chiseled out of a mountainside,
And yet, it's so expressive.
Mm-hmm. No, he's brilliantly trained.
Why doesn't he do more? Well,
I don't.
weren't
Well,
casting
I
him,
think.
and
I
it's
think.
his fault.
I don't know what his more recent stuff has been, or whether he's been in Great Britain again, or whether he's living in the States full time. I mean, a lot of these guys go back and forth.
Sure.
He did stage work before he did film and television as well, so he's always got that to go back to if he feels like he wants to do dream roles or whatever. He's great. He's 60 now, so when this was made, he would have been in his late 40s or around 50.
About
50.
this is about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He's currently doing St. Pierre, and he's doing The Recruit.
Those are they British or American productions? Do you know?
I don't know. They're both 2025. One, he did 2 episodes. For The Recruit, he did 2 episodes. For St. Pierre, he did 8 episodes.
You have to check those out.
He played for The Recruit. He plays Oliver Boner Jones. For St. Pierre, he plays Sean Gallagher. Sorry.
The first time I think I saw Purefoy was in Rome. I think it was the first time he stood out to me.
The Solomon Kane movie, and then this.
Yeah.
So predictions on how this is going to go this season.
Well, I've already seen the whole season. I couldn't stop myself, so I kind of know how it's going to go. And there are some serious twists and turns for our audience that wants to go and see that. And we'll discuss some of those as we move forward. But it's again, the writing is great. It ups itself.
Yep.
All of it's just ups itself, and it's rewarding to watch because it does. I I mean, it'd be rewarding to watch even if it sort of just stayed on that level.
Yeah.
But it
It keeps
goes
going.
up a little.
I've gotten ahead. I started watching the third season again,
Yeah.
and it's really good.
Yeah.
It just the show got better and better, and it was a critics' darling. I don't know if it got any Emmys, but maybe it got some nominations. I don't remember.
It may have. It, of course, coming from Sundance, it had a difficulty competing for an audience.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it got nominated or not. It should have.
Yeah. I don't know how I ended up seeing it. I think maybe it went to iTunes simultaneously
Maybe
with Sundance or something like that. I saw it
Yeah.
really hot on the heels of its.
It's clear though, even though it didn't ever have a huge audience, that it had good commitment from the network to go 3 seasons.
It did. This is not a cheap show.
No.
This is a very. I mean, maybe it was cheap, but you couldn't see it.
No, it doesn't look cheap to me. It looks like the expense was probably in the personnel more than anything else.
I think the production design is excellent.
Production design is excellent,
Yeah.
but they may have used existing buildings and so on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure. You know.
Yeah, there's that. I'm talking about props,
that's an expense.
costumes.
You know, that's an additional expense. All
I'm talking
in
about props,
itself.
costume, cars.
Yes.
All of the things that give it its period look.
Yes. All of
Down
that.
to the correct
was
logo on the
great
Dr.
care.
Pepper for that era.
Yeah.
Which is late 80s, very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 really great episodes back to back here.
Yeah. I was just telling Patrick that they just upped the game from the first season. And they didn't have to in order to make it interesting and good, but they did. That
too, and you get more characters too here.
Yeah, it's a different world of characters, which is good, considering how many of them got killed off in the first season. So, but that also gives you that variety, that diversity, I guess, of interaction, which is one of the ways that you really up the game.
Now, Jewel, Jewel, please. What were you going to say?
No, it leaves you with the suspense of what's going on and who's doing what.
That's the ultimate suspense, is of what's going on. Jewel, I'm going to tell you something. I know that it is the Pennsylvania Nair Festival right now, and I know you're very committed to that. You sound exhausted from it.
Well, tomorrow, tomorrow I'm doing Halloween 4.
Wait, when am I there?
10 p.m. 10 p.m. we start. So I'll send you a link.
It'll be a hot time in the old town tonight.
Alan, you're welcome to join us. I mean, I'll send you
Halloween 4. I'll see what I can do.
I'll send you a link if you decide to hop in there. But yeah, so
awesome.
Oh, that conservation development.
No. I'm going straight to hell.
Is that the sequel to Freddy Goes to Hell?
Yeah. Kruger, save me a seat. Hurry. No. Link to Alan Gallant's YouTube channel, Collins Put After Dark, will be in the description box. Link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Daybook on Bow will be in the description box. You guys have a safe night. Take care.
Awesome. Gentlemen.
Bye, guys.